Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited to talk to you all about a series, show that I've just been finished watching, and the series finale just aired last night. And after watching it, I couldn't wait to get on here and to share my thoughts with you all. The show that I'm talking about is called Dispatches from Elsewhere, which airs on the AMC channel, and it was created by Jason Segel. I'm not really much of a TV show watcher, but something in the marketing and as well as the seeing with the cast. Something about this just kind of just sparked my interest. It seemed like it was very weird and quirky, and I don't know. I was just very curious to find out what it was all about. And I'm glad I did because I thoroughly enjoyed the show and I absolutely loved it. And so let's get into um, why I loved it. So for first, I want to mention that there's going to be kind of two parts to this video. First, I'm going to just give a little bit of a brief non-spoiler review of the series in general. Then towards the end, I want to kind of give some thoughts on the series finale because there's really a lot to unpack there. So I will give you guys the opportunity of when I'm finished talking non-spoiler, and then I get into the spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, or if you have, you'll know what's happening. So don't worry about that. So let's get right into it. So the show Dispatched from Elsewhere kind of basically follows the story of four people who are come across four different backgrounds at very different points in their life, who are just very different people, and they're a part of this group, a part of this group to find out this. They're on this quest, this journey to find these clues and hunt in the city of Philadelphia to find secrets of this thing called the Jejun Institute, and how there's kind of this there's secrets behind it, and they want to know what's kind of involved with it because it's kind of seems like it's supposed to like some institute that's supposed to like bring happiness with the advancements that they have in their technology, but they seem kind of a little bit untrustworthy, as well as there's the opposing Elsewhere Society, which is trying to basically go against the establishment. But that can kind of seem kind of a bit confusing. It kind of is, but the main thing about the show that I want to talk about is these four characters, because that's kind of the heart of what the show is. The game that they're playing, it's kind of a like a game to figure out, like what the show is to me is kind of a journey of these people figure out who they are and where they are in their lives and what they want to become. Because we have four different very complex characters. You have Peter, who's this kind of weird, awkward, shy guy who kind of has no purpose in life. It's kind of just going through the motions. And you have Fredwin, who's a kind of a rich man who's very always has a quest for knowledge, and he's kind of a little bit of a lot to handle. You have Simone, who's kind of at a different point in her life, who she's like an art major, and she kind of longing for something more. And then you have Janice, who's the older lady of the bunch, and she's has her husband, and she's kind of trying to find a little bit of a new meaning in her life at this point at her advanced age. So it's really fascinating to see the dynamic between these characters, and I think it really shows. It kind of reflects of like the real world, and how it kind of shows the game. Like I said, it all comes back to the game, but it just the game and how they go out and they solve these mysteries. It's kind of like a metaphor to say that when you come with different people come together and they learn from each other and they grow together, and they learn about and they embrace each other for their differences and their similarities, that you never know what can be accomplished. And I think that's kind of a comment on just the world in general and humanity, and how we need to all be there for each other. And there's no reason to just kind of hate and just kind of just like just embrace each other just for how different we are in the uniqueness of each other. That's kind of the point of this show that that I kind of took away. And it's really fascinating to see. It's really kind of like a psychological, you know, discovery. It really kind of makes the audience member kind of ask questions and kind of make them think about their, at least it did for me. It kind of made me look back at my own lives, and I would kind of look at the characters and I'd see like, oh, I relate to him. This is how this relates to something in my life. And it was really cool. That's really what, when you watch a show or some form of entertainment, whether it be a book or anything like that, that's the ones that really stay with you, is when you can kind of bring it all back together, and how you can take bits and pieces from some form of media, and how it relates to your own life, and how you can use a show to kind of you know answer questions about yourself. I mean, I know it can be seen as just it's always more than that. That's what makes art so fun and entertaining and just rewarding, is when is how you can connect it to your own life, and that's what the series did for me at least. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. I don't want to get too much into the plot details. I kind of just wanted to give you just thoughts and opinions about how I felt about it. Hopefully that did enough for you to maybe make you interested in watching it, maybe or maybe not. But now I want to get into some spoiler talk about the series finale. So if you have not seen the show, please don't watch any further. Come back if you do decide to watch it and after you've seen it all. Please come back. And for those of you who have seen the show, let's get right into talking about this series finale. So let's go. All right. So wow. So 9 episodes in, it kind of seemed like the whole story was solved. The game was over. I was kind of wondering. I'm like, how is this thing gonna end? What are they gonna do? Are they? My opinion, I thought it was gonna kind of end on some cliffhanger for the next season. Like there's gonna be some unfinished puzzle, and it's gonna be like the game's not over, and boom, a cliffhanger. Season's over. Gotta wait till next season. But that's really not what happened. Really, it was super freaking meta to say the least, because it turns out we're seeing the last episode is basically the actor playing Peter, Jason Segel, kind of going and playing the game on his own, and you see that he comes across the characters in this Simone and Fredwin and freaking Janice, and how it turns out like after he plays the game and he kind of inspires him to write the show Dispatches from Elsewhere. Freaking mind's blown. It's like, what the heck? Talk about, they're not just breaking the fourth wall, they're breaking every freaking wall there is. It's like the actors in the freaking show. So I was thinking, I'm like, how is this gonna land for me? And after I gave it some brief thought, I was like, I get it. I kind of get why that happened. And he says, the show says as much as at the end when they're all together and the cast and crews together. It's basically to say that, like, the show, that's what it was created for. At least what it got from him. Like the show, he kind of was, Jason Segel, the actor, was at a point in his life where he kind of lost some inspiration, it seems, or he was like an alcoholic or something, and at some point he was inspired to write the show Dispatched from Elsewhere, and that was kind of the missing piece of the puzzle, and that's kind of what made him become happy and find new meaning in life. And it's crazy. That was kind of the two main points that I thought about at the end of the show. Is one, the importance of community, and like I said earlier, the importance of just surrounding yourself with people who are going to help you become a better person, and also finding something that you love and finding a purpose in life and looking in your side, just learning about yourself, and then moving on to the next journey. Then you can kind of conquer the world and do whatever it is that you want to do. And I really relate to that so much, because it kind of seems like, at least for me, that's kind of like at a point where I am in my life when I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I doing? What do I love to do? What do I not love to do? Let me focus on, perfecting my strengths and weaknesses and all that kind of sort of self-discovery. So I really related to that a lot, and it really kind of made me very emotional. I kind of was very teary-eyed at the end, and to see the videos of the fans, and how it shows how the impact that it had on some of the audience members' lives, and how they related to the show is really important, and really just a beautiful message, I think, especially in these times. And they couldn't have predicted, that the show would come out during this kind of pandemic issue that we're going through, but it really kind of hits home more because we are where we are at in our lives, and we're kind of stuck at home, and we're kind of forced to self-reflect and look at our own lives and see, like, what do we want to do. And then once the world seems to open up, how everyone's going to go out and kind of conquer the world and try to pursue their goals and dreams. And really beautiful message in the show. To really, I didn't feel cheated at all. I didn't feel like, oh, what, it's about the creator of the show. No, I really thought that it served the show well, and I think it was actually a perfect good way to end it. It really it was really beautiful. It was really emotional. That's kind of what I love about the show, is that it was so many emotions. It was uplifting. It was sad. It was heartbreaking. It was funny, hilarious, and it was just a slice of life, so to speak, and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I loved it, and I hope you guys loved it as much as I did. And if you did, or if you didn't, I'd love to hear your comments. What did you think about this series in general, and specifically that series finale? I mean, how did it land for you? And please leave your thoughts and comments. I'd really appreciate to hear what you all have to say. And yeah, so those are pretty much my thoughts on Dispatches from Elsewhere. Um, yeah, I know this channel was supposed to be more movie based, but given the circumstances, I've kind of figured I'd review some series and shows that I've been watching, and I will continue to do that if I find any more new shows that I end up watching or binging. I'd love to talk to them with you all, and I'd love for you all to join me. So if you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing for more content. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Be safe out there, and thank you.